wrestling stronger for the future. From our side, it's a great pleasure, it's a great honor to be invited to speak today here and to be involved in assisting you in creating a stronger future for your sport. I think it's important that we have in mind that with the current issue, current crisis we are facing, that we have to work on two fronts at the same time. We have to, as the President just outlined, do some serious PR and communication work and to reach out to IOC members, administration, influencers, do some lobbying work, and in order to convince the IOC to bring back wrestling into the Olympic program. That is one stream. At the same time, we also have to improve. We also have to do something about our sport, our organization, and to make it stronger for the future. And that's why we are developing, together with you, starting today, a world plan for wrestling. A plan that will capture all the ideas, and I'm sure there's a lot of good ideas out there within all the national federations, to capture all these ideas, structure them, prioritize them, and get them into a plan, so that we already today start to move forward to a very strong future. I will, over the next just 10 minutes, briefly take you through a little why we are doing this plan, what it will include, and how it will be developed, very much with your involvement and your help. The good news is that we can count on experience from the past. From other sports organizations. In our firm, we have assisted many different international federations, some of them you see here, in various aspects of planning and preparing for future, changing things. And one of the experience we actually have gathered from our work is that the best results, also in some of the other Olympic sports, the best results from the planning process actually comes when it starts with a certain crisis, with a certain issue. This gives a natural push and a natural need to do something quickly, and to do something effectively. So of course we are facing a difficult situation right now, and we will deal with that, but we should also view that as an opportunity, it's a great opportunity to do something that would maybe normally take much longer time. Now we can move forward very forcefully, and in our firm we look forward to do this together with you. We will see our role as being, as we would say, like a friendly co-pilot. It's your sport, it's your plan, it's your federation, you're steering the plane, but we can maybe advise you, use experience from other sports, and then be your friendly co-pilot during that process over the next year. So why do we need a plan, a world plan for wrestling? I see two major areas, two major arguments for this. First of all, we need to do something right now. We need to show the world, and we need to show everybody, and we mainly need to show the IOC that today wrestling is a very strong sport. But we also need to show that we have a plan for the future. We need to show that we know which direction we will take, that we are all in agreement, that we are coordinated, that we can plan strategically ahead. So it means that we need to have a plan developed before the final decision by IOC in September. This will be an important argument in convincing everybody that wrestling deserves a place in the Olympics. It's not only about sport, it's also about management and leadership and planning for the future, and we would need a strong and convincing plan by September, and we will have that in place. But that's only the first part, because we also need a plan to make sure that we will never be in this situation again going forward. We will work hard and smart so that wrestling will be so strong that for the future we will never have to be evaluated. We will never have to be in a situation where we don't know about our future. If we work united, if we work hard and smart, We will determine our future, and our plan will show us the way forward. So there's a short-term issue we have to solve, and a lot of things already being undertaken to do that, but there's a maybe more important longer-term challenge, longer-term task. This is to make sure that our sport will be so strong going forward that this will be something we can look back and say, do you remember when we were in that situation in 2013? This is just not reality anymore. Now we are in a much stronger sport. And we will do both. And we will be very happy to help you in that. So what would a so-called world plan for wrestling include? Well, basically there'll be 4 elements in such a plan that will be drafted in a document and distributed to all of you. First of all, we need a vision for our sport. We really need a strong vision that will kind of tells us how far can we get? How big, how important can we make our sport? This is not about dreaming. It's maybe also about dreaming, but it's also to make the dreams concrete. How far can we get? We need to be able to imagine that vision, and we need to be able to articulate it and explain it to other people, saying, this is where we see our sport in the future. This is our vision for our sport. And I encourage everybody of you to start thinking from today. Secondly, we then need a strategy. We need a focus. Because we cannot do everything at the same time for everybody. Then it's not a strategy, then it's just some talking. We need to discuss with you and decide what is the most important this year, next year, the following year. We're already doing a lot, so we don't need to replicate that. We need to discuss and agree what are the key areas that we need to improve, where we need to enhance and expand in order to make wrestling a very even stronger sport in the future. Based on that focus, on that strategy, we then need some targets, like any athletes. We need some concrete objectives, so we can measure if we are progressing. If we can't measure, we can't manage. It's like any coach measuring all the athletes, we need to measure ourselves going forward. That puts a natural and sound pressure on all of us to deliver. So we will outline these clear and measurable objectives in the plan. And then of course, finally, but not last, we need actions. We need a detailed action plan that will outline initiatives and actions to be taken over the coming years. This plan will not be, let's say, completed this year. The first version will be completed. But time is changing all the time, so our plan, of course, needs to be adapted as we move forward. But we will, even in the first version by September, have some very clear and very strong actions outlined in the plan. Actions that hopefully can create excitement, not only among all of us, but also among IOC and all kind of influencers that will have a say in the September decision. I can promise you it will be a strong plan. It will be an exciting plan that I hope can work for all of you. Because how will the plan be developed? That's where you come in. Because this is a plan, it's a world wrestling plan. It's not a FILA plan. It's a plan for wrestling. And we would encourage and we would like all your ideas, your thinking, your involvement in the development of this plan. It's your plan, it's your sport, it's your future. So we have planned now in 2 phases where we will do many things over the next 3 months. We will have, as it's mentioned here, we will have surveys. You will receive some online questionnaires which it will take you very little time to fill in and return them back. We will also ask people outside wrestling. I'm sure we can get a lot of good input and some good feedback from people who are not involved in wrestling every day, but who understand other sports, who understand sport, who understand television, business, new media. We should listen to them. They can help us and they want to help us. Then we will have a range of so-called focus group meetings, workshops, interviews with people all over the world. Already by now we have planned these kind of meetings in many countries, in Qatar, in Japan, in Kazakhstan, in Russia, in US, in Morocco, in Sofia and Bulgaria, and many more. We would like to involve as many of you as possible in these meetings where we will sit together half a day and discuss ideas, new ideas about how to make wrestling a stronger sport. At the same time, we will have a so-called online feedback system where you can send in your ideas in any language. Translation is just a technical matter. In any language, you email your ideas to us and we will capture it all and prioritize it and put it in the plan. Because the second step is then really to do the plan, where it will go through five stages, where we will compile all the ideas. We will then analyze it together with the FILA steering group headed by the president. We will then produce the plan. As I said, the plan will be ready before the IOC decision in Buenos Aires in September, where it will be presented, and then it will be presented to all of you at the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary, later in September. And then, ladies and gentlemen, then the work starts. It's not over by that. It's only the beginning. That's when the implementation starts. That's when we start working. If I may say so, day and night, every day, year by year, to actually activating all these ideas. And your involvement will also be very valuable during that period. So to be a constant feedback between FILA and you in order to move forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think there is a lot to do. I think there is some very exciting opportunities. There's also some changes, some challenges ahead. But I think we can say that we all have a lot of things to do. So from our side, I would just say, let's get started. Thank you.